Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'll be covering an AMM called apeswap. Currently, it resides on the Binance Smart Chain, and because I believe it's not a zero-sum game between the various automated market makers, and that a lot of these AMMs are probably going to end up being the base layer of all of DeFi, I'm constantly searching for quality AMMs that I believe have some potential. And if you're interested in learning about my picks in the past, I would recommend checking out my website. The link is in the description below. There you'll find my token picks of the week for every week in the past year. And if you're looking to augment your knowledge base and learn through dialogue, I'd highly recommend you guys check out my Discord channel. It's a great place for you guys to connect with like-minded individuals and make general inquiries if you guys have any questions. Or at the very least, I'd suggest that you guys follow me on Twitter. By giving me a follow, not only are you going to get industry highlights in real time, but you'll also learn about the projects I'm interested in. Both the relevant links can be found in the description below. With the intro out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into this video. Alright, to kickstart the video, I'm going to give you guys a very brief introduction to apeswap. I think in terms of the tokenomics, a lot of interesting experimentation is going on. But before I get into that, let me give you guys a general overview of this automated market maker. It basically started out as a clone of PancakeSwap, but since then they've iterated, and you could see that there's a lot of nuances, for example, in the UI. And in fact, I would argue that if you want to look at your farming stats, it's actually better than PancakeSwap. If you click here towards the left on Ape Stats, it'll give you a detailed list of all your LP positions, how much you're earning on a daily, weekly, monthly, and annual basis based on the current yield, which I really appreciate as an LP because it makes it really easy to calculate rather than you having to calculate your projected return yourself. And recently they launched Ape Rocket. This way, if you want to convert your LP position on PancakeSwap to apeswap, you can easily do so with a single click. Pretty good selection of pools that you can join. They have this new ontology pool that they just added. They have one for XRP and BNB, for DOT BNB, Link BNB, ADA BNB, BAT BNB, and they even support ETH-based pairs like BAT ETH and Sushi ETH. And because of the price of the banana token has gone up so much in the last few days, the yields across the boards have been juiced up. And like PancakeSwap, they also do initial DEX offerings. They call them initial ape offerings. The most recent one they did raised $2 million within the 10 minutes. And within the hour, they were almost 600% oversubscribed. However, unlike PancakeSwap, they also have a podcast on Spotify. And what they basically do is interview anybody that's going to have an ape offering on apeswap. This way, the community and potential investors can learn more about the project before investing in the token. Now that I've given you guys a brief introduction, let's cover the tokenomics. The native token is the banana token. It has no hard cap and it's intended to be inflationary to bootstrap liquidity, but also to bootstrap a community. Emissions rate is 10 banana per block. 75% of these emissions go to the farms and 25% of them go to the pools. Now, the aim with a lot of these PancakeSwap like clones or any platform that has an inflationary token model is to reach a state where the burns and the demand for the token outstrip the token supply that's generated or minted. And what I've observed is that generally speaking, the good projects that keep iterating, that keep building, and that keep growing their community, well, their inflationary token eventually takes off after a certain point. So what typically happens is that you go through the initial bootstrapping phase, and because there's a massive amount of inflation, yield farmers who are more opportunistic that are jumping from farm to farm will aggressively farm the token and then dump it. And because of the highly reflexive nature of crypto investors, that usually leads to even more selling. And eventually the token hits a bottom. And as long as they keep building a product, building their community, investors who want to place a bet on the platform will start accumulating. And knowing this is a huge advantage in this space, I remember recognizing this back in December with sushi, and I was able to buy sushi at $1.50 and $2. I sold a good chunk of it around $8 to $10, and I let the rest of it just ride. So if you put in the work, you do the research, you go through the discords, you look at the developments and the progress, I'm confident that there's a lot of opportunities out there like this. Coming back to Banana, they also have a unique deflationary model. 100% of the trading fees generated on apeswap are used to buy back Banana and burn. 15% of the Banana spent on lottery tickets is burned. 100% of the Banana raised in IFOs is also burned. Personally, I think this needs to be amended. If you want to have deep liquidity pools, you need to have either a slip-based model or you need to have a portion of the fees go back into the pool. Because now that you have an aggregator on BSC, if you have a deep pool for a certain pair, there's a good likelihood you're going to get more orders routed to you. If more orders get routed to a certain pool, the APR for the pool is going to go up, the liquidity is going to deepen, and as a result, you'll see even more orders routed to that pool. But the team probably feels that that token design is okay as is for now. And instead of amending or changing that fee model, they decided to come out with another token. Now, it's not a dual token model. Ultimately, it's going to be backed by Banana 1-to-1. You're always going to be able to swap your GNANA token for a Banana token, but every time you do so, there's going to be a 30% fee. And I'll cover the details of this in just a minute. But this whole process of backing the GNANA token 1-to-1 with the Banana token is mediated by a treasury, and it's all controlled by a smart contract. The only time any additional GNANA are going to be minted is if, let's say, somebody wants to purchase some token and there's none available in the treasury. And the reason I think it's important to highlight the details here is that typically when a platform introduces a dual token model, it usually has a dilutive impact on the token that they started out with. By using the mechanics that are outlined here, the deflationary forces of the burning Banana token are preserved, and you also get a new token that's designed to benefit people that are longtime holders. This new token is going to be a reflect token. So like the RFI token, whenever there's any sort of transfer of GNANA, there's going to be a 2% fee, and this 2% fee is going to be distributed to GNANA token holders. And I'd like to highlight that if you want to earn this 2% fee for just holding GNANA tokens, they have to be in your wallet. They can't be staked or they can't be placed in a pool anywhere. The token also allows users to get exclusive IAO access. And the purpose of this was to increase the Banana being burned and also to combat the whale problem in the current overflow model of IAOs. Any whale that wants to come to apeswap for the IAO but not remain a long-term holder will get penalized when they swap back to Banana from GNANA through the burning fees. So when a whale comes in and they want to buy GNANA for an ape offering, 28% of their Banana that they convert into GNANA are burned. 2% are used to pay the reflect fee to existing GNANA holders, resulting in a 30% cost when going from Banana to GNANA. And I think this experimentation that's going on here with the GNANA token is super interesting. I think a lot of these DeFi protocols are working on token models that lead to long-term value accrual. And I think through a collective iterative process, we're going to learn what works and what doesn't work. If something works, it's very likely to be widely adopted by other protocols. And for that reason, I'm keeping a very close eye on apeswap, because I think they're making a lot of right moves. They're focused on growing their community, they're focused on token value accrual, and they're engaging in healthy collaborative process with other DeFi protocols. Now in terms of utility, the last feature I want to cover for the GNANA token is governance. All the details for the governance aren't carved out yet. However, I do like the fact that they said that this is going to be a progressive process. And maybe this is because of the inherent bias I have. I believe a lot of these DeFi protocols will start off highly centralized. And as the community grows and as the quality of the community improves and the more distributed the governance token gets, more responsibility will be shifted over to the community. And as a result, over time, DeFi protocol will become more decentralized and therefore autonomously run. So I find it really reassuring that their vision and my vision have some overlap here. Now to wrap up this video, I'm going to give you guys my closing thoughts. Full disclosure, I do have a position in the Banana token. I've been watching this team for a little while now, and based on my observations, I can tell that the team is working hard to make the platform a success. And like I said earlier in the video, this is not going to be a zero-sum game. I think we're going to have a lot of different automated market makers out there. And with PancakeSwap doing as well as it is, I think investors are going to look for other PancakeSwap-like opportunities. And I wouldn't be surprised if apeswap ends up being the SushiSwap equivalent of the Binance Smart Chain. Now, this is not a listing on a big exchange, but once a DeFi token makes it onto an exchange, it means that it's becoming more established. Typically, these tokens will start out on DEXs only, then they'll move on to smaller exchanges, to larger exchanges, and finally, if the token is doing really well, it'll eventually get added to an index. So in my mind, it's a really healthy sign that this token got added to Bitrue. Now, after watching this video, if you enjoyed my analysis and you're interested in learning about projects before I talk about them publicly, I have a private Discord channel where I publish my moves in real time. And even if you join one of the lower tiers I have on Patreon, you'll be able to get access to all 4 of my private channels. And if you're new to DeFi, or perhaps you want to expedite your learning, by joining one of the higher tiers, you can even have dialogue with me one-on-one. If you feel like you could benefit from any of the services, make sure you guys check out the Patreon link in the description below. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is CryptoOneStop signing out. I'll talk to you folks next time. Bye.